Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, I have another video coming out later on today. I've already released it to my Patreon, so it'll come out later on this evening. But I had to go ahead and do this video really quick because in my opinion, this is breaking news. Gazprom halts gas shipments to Europe via critical pipeline. Now we've all heard, in case you haven't, that Russia was demanding or is demanding that payments for people that buy or for countries that buy their gas and their commodities be made in rubles, since they were thrown out of the SWIFT system, which is the international payment system that deals with Federal Reserve notes or US dollars. Since they were kicked out of that, now they are demanding that payments be made in rubles, in cryptocurrencies, or in gold. And it looks here like Europe has said, no, we're not going to do it. And I believe that it will be to their demise. After European nations imported the most gas from Russian sources yesterday in months, scrambling to stock up on supplies as Russian President Vladimir Putin's deadline to either pay for gas in rubles or be cut off came and went. And it was April 1st. The deadline was the last day of March, so April 1st. Russian gas giant Gazprom has officially halted all deliveries to Europe via the Yamal-Europe pipeline, a critical artery for European energy supplies. This is going to hurt Europe and Germany also a heck of a lot, ladies and gentlemen. If you live in Europe, or specifically Germany, ladies and gentlemen, stock up as much as you can. Go out there and get everything that you can, because I believe that this is going to cause inflation in your countries to skyrocket, even more so than what it already has. The implications of this are huge. And another implication of this, besides the actual need for the energy, for the gas, are a couple of things. Where is Europe going to get their gas now? I know that they've been getting it from the US, but the US is shipping out our natural gas, and our natural gas is going up. So only because this is happening in Europe, for those of us that live here in the US, don't think that this doesn't affect us. It definitely affects us. We are going to be paying a lot more for everything, but in Europe, they're going to be paying even more. So brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, stock up. I hope that you are already stocked up, and if you are, get some more stuff, because inflation is getting ready to skyrocket. Instead of flowing towards Germany and the EU, gas supplies on Friday and Saturday started flowing in the opposite direction, according to Gascade, the network operator. In recent months, the EU has already boosted imports of LNG from the US. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe that we, the US meaning, can supply them with all of the LNG that they need, the liquid natural gas. I think I said LNP, but I meant LNG. And President Biden's promise to bolster to exports to the EU, although he stipulated that not all of this additional capacity would come from the U.S. Researchers at Goldman Sachs have already shown that U.S. exports of LNG are already at capacity. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's only going to last so long. Where are they going to get it? I mean, I feel right now, even though I know that this is going to make prices of natural gas here in the U.S. go up, which will make the prices of a lot of other things go up. Even though I know we're going to feel the pain, I really feel bad for those that are affected in Germany and Europe, because you're going to feel the pain a lot more. One good thing is that we are at least now getting out of winter. We're starting to transition out of winter. So hopefully this will not affect your thermostats at home as much as that would have should have been 2-3 months ago. And they continue to say another problem for pipeline-dependent Europe: the continent presently doesn't have the infrastructure to allow it to rapidly ramp up imports of LNG. So they were pretty much dependent on this gas coming from Russia through those pipelines that they have going to Europe, to Germany, etc. So they don't really have the infrastructure to bring in the amount of LNG that they need, even if they had the import capacity. Which must be carefully processed and regasified before it can be distributed to utilities and other distributors of energy. A map below illustrates the level of dependence that various European economies have on Russia. And look at this. It goes from 0 being the lowest to 60 being the highest. And the highest is dark green. And you can see all of these middle to dark green countries here that are dependent on Russia for their gas. But it's not just the Germans who must now make do without Russian gas pipelines. British energy major Shell is being cut off from Russian supplies in response to the UK's economic sanctions on Russia. London wants to be the leader of everything anti-Russian. It even wants to be ahead of Washington. That's the cost. And I guess this is Mr. Dmitry from Russia who said that. So far, the UK is the only country to have imposed sanctions on Russia, Gazprom, through which payments for Russian natural gas are made. The measure effectively denies Britain the ability to pay for the commodity and has forced Gazprom to walk away from the sales and trading arm. In accordance with Putin's decree that Russian gas be paid in rubles, Gazprom has set up foreign currency accounts for customers where their currencies can be converted into rubles on the Moscow exchange. Now that Putin is turning up the pressure, the European nations have a difficult choice ahead. Either they can play ball or demonstrate to the world that their effort to wean themselves off of their dependence on Russian energy have been mostly in vain. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? Let me go ahead and play a little bit of devil's advocate here. What's up with all this green stuff? You know, with all this green energy, why isn't that working for them? I do believe that Germany and mainly Europe as a whole is part of the continent and or countries that are really into this green energy thing. Where are their solar panels now? I keep saying that we need fossil fuels. They are now in dire straits and trying to scramble to get fossil fuels from anywhere that will send it to them. In the form of natural gas, of course. And they don't even have the infrastructure to accept what they need, even if the world had the capacity to send it to them. It's like I've stated in the past. You want to do green energy? That's beautiful. Do it. I love solar panels. I have solar panels. I even bought a little windmill to try to set up because I think it's a great complement to the grid. In case the grid goes down, you can have a good backup. But why destroy your infrastructure and go to nothing but green? Now they're paying the price for this. And who's paying the price? Who always pays the price, ladies and gentlemen? The people. Why? Because the politicians that set all of these policies in place, they can put their thermostat wherever they want. I'm pretty sure of that. They don't care whether gasoline or gas coming out of your stove or whatever it is goes up 100% or 200% or 300%. They don't care. It is the people that suffer. And to finish it off, ladies and gentlemen, now that Putin is turning up the pressure, the European nations have a difficult choice ahead. Either they can play ball and demonstrate to the world that their efforts to wean themselves off of their dependence on Russian energy have been mostly in vain, or they can face a catastrophic economic crisis as energy prices soar, leading to rationing, blackouts, and other measures that will make the 1970s oil crisis in the U.S. look like child's play. Well, to our brothers and sisters over there in Europe, I truly do hope that you're faring well. I hope that you are stocking up because that is something that you can do something about. Stock up on all of the things that you need because this is going to have implications on inflation of prices of everything, not just the gas. Everything's going to go up in price, ladies and gentlemen, because they're going to try to use alternatives. So let's say, for example, that you have a company that pretty much uses natural gas to power their plant. Right? And now they don't have that capacity. Now they don't have that. Well, they have two choices. They either switch to something else, let's say diesel, okay? They either switch to something else or they don't operate. So if they switch to something else, that's going to be more demand for that other product coming out of the market, making that product go up in price too. So being that LNG now, liquid natural gas, is now being taken out of the equation, it means that it will have an implication on the price of everything going up. So stock up, ladies and gentlemen. Stock up now because you're going to be paying a lot more for things in the future, especially if this continues to go on. How do sanctions work now? How do sanctions work now, ladies and gentlemen? And who is it that sanctions are for? They're for us, the common people, not for the ones that actually put the sanctions in place. Having said that, I hope you have a great day. Like I said, I have another video coming out later on. I hope that you get something out of this. And if you do live in Europe and in the U.S., anywhere you live in the world, ladies and gentlemen, stock it to the rafters. Stock it to the rafters because the video that I've got coming up later on today is not even about liquid natural gas. It's not even about fuels, really. But there is going to be a food shortage, and it's going to be severe. Having said that, have a great day. God bless. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that not everyone is in the part of their preparedness plan where they should be storing long-term freeze-dried food. But if you are, take a look at Nutrient Survival. I stand behind this food because it is the most nutrient-dense food in the market. It tastes great, they have outstanding customer service, and the company is run by great people that I call my friends. You're not going to find a more nutrient-dense food that tastes good and is reasonably priced when compared to other major brands. I wouldn't stand behind Nutrient Survival if I didn't personally use it and love it. So feed your freedom with Nutrient Survival.